Good morning, folks. It's Sonia at 2x2 Lagodo and Kennels, and I'm coming to you from horse lessons again this morning. It seems to be my favorite spot to try to get in a video. This morning's video is going to be a dog food rant. I have been around dogs my entire 50 years. Professionally breeding, training, and raising dogs for the last 30 years. And I have seen it all when it comes to food. I have tried it all when it comes to dog food. The dog food industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And anytime there is that much money to be made, there are going to be people jumping on the bandwagon that don't necessarily, I'm sure in their heart of hearts they have the best intentions, at least I would hope, but a lot of it is misinformed and misguided, and I kind of want to give my opinion on that today. And I'm going to utilize, not just with those opinions, I'm going to give some links attached to the video so that you can do your own research. Recently there was a big study that came out that kind of blew the lid off the whole grain-free thing. Now, let me give my caveat. I'm not a veterinarian. Have my degree in animal science, and I'm an RN, so I know a little bit about nutrition, but a lot of this is experiential and just things I've observed. So I just wanted to give that caveat. Are there dogs that are truly allergic? Yes. I think we've got some vaccine reactions going on that are causing some autoimmune issues, and I think some of the food we're feeding is actually causing some autoimmune issues. The grain-free diets, the research that is coming out is showing that it's causing a lot of cardiac issues, some autoimmune issues, and you know, I just think that these boutique dog foods and these grain-free diets are not all that they're cracked up to be. We're only just now seeing the results of some of these dog foods, so it warrants a lot of caution. There's a blog out there, Dog Food Advisor. The gentleman that runs it is a dentist. I'm not going to bash anybody. I'm not going to speak ill of anyone, but running a blog, and he does run it for profit. You can sign up for special insights and the secret to feeding your dog, and it's just malarkey. Just because a dog food has fewer ingredients, or has human grade, or it's organic, or it's grain-free, does not mean that you should run out and spend $60 or $80 on a 32.5-pound bag of it. It just doesn't. And then you factor in some of these dog food brands, Blue Buffalo, Acuna, I can't remember all of them while I'm sitting here, but they have lawsuits pending against them because they have falsified what's actually in the dog food. Huge issue for me. And I think some of the human grade dog food protocols, if you will, we're just anthropomorphizing, and they're playing on that. They're playing us. It's marketing. If you can feel good emotionally about what you're feeding your dog, that's great, but it doesn't translate into good nutrition. So you have to step back. And anthropomorphizing, you've heard me say it, it's a big word, big fancy word for assigning human emotions to a pet or an animal. So, you know, the whole world is on this organic dog food kick, organic food, organic for humans. And I don't really think that that is the direction we need to be going and focusing on. If we opened all the crates and opened the gate and let our dogs out, I've said this before too, our dogs would be opportunistic eaters. They wouldn't go out to my pasture and hunt down the biggest ram and find the thickest fillet cut. They would be opportunistic. They would grab the one that might be ill. They would grab the smallest, slowest one. And they'd be in a hurry, so they'd eat all of the entrails, the soft parts. And they'd be carrion eaters. Carrion eaters are opportunistic eaters. So they might find roadkill. They might, and I know it sounds gross, but we have to consider where the dog came from originally when we're deciding about how to feed them. They're domesticated. Now, I just spoke about wild dog tendencies, but domesticated dogs that followed our agrarian society around for hundreds of years ate what the farmer ate. They ate what the villagers ate, and that included grain. That included leftovers, the parts that people weren't going to eat, the entrails. So the parts that people didn't want to eat, leftover grains, they mixed it in, and that's what the dogs ate. I know a lot of people are proponents of raw diet, and to be honest, I am too, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm not going to do something that I am not fully 100% knowledgeable about doing, and therefore I leave that up to professionals. So what do I recommend people feed? Well, there's 2 or 3 companies I recommend, and there's a whole bunch that I don't recommend. And I've been through too many recalls. I have fed everything from the high-end Flint River, Nutro, Blue Buffalo, Akana, I've fed it all. And what I always land on and come back to, and what I won't veer from anymore, is ProPlan, Purina ProPlan, which hundreds of show dogs are fed. And if a handler has the option of feeding anything and chooses that, I'm gonna sit up and pay attention. So we are a ProPlan, Purina ProPlan. We feed a couple of the different forms. So anyway, what do I feed? ProPlan Purina, or Purina ProPlan, and I use several of their formulas. I like that Purina isn't just a one-stop shop. They're not just expecting you to open a bag and it works for everything. They have different formulas and formulations, and they've spent the money and the money instead of marketing on research and development. Same thing with Royal Canin. I love Royal Canin. It's hard for me to get in my area, and ordering it on Amazon or Chewy's or one of those other drop ship companies had been hit or miss, and I can't do that. I consider Purina ProPlan and Royal Canin to be on the same level, interchangeable. Each company might not like that I'm saying that, but it's my opinion. If you desire a raw food, then Honest Kitchen or Darwin's is the way to go with that. Honest Kitchen is a freeze-dried so it has to be reconstituted. And Darwin's comes frozen in prepackaged packages. And I've used both. I love Darwin's. I have several dogs that are on it just because they do better on that. But 90% of my dogs do well on a kibble, and that's what I recommend. There's a couple of websites out there that promote other dog foods or give you an opportunity to research dog foods. One of them is the Dog Food Advisor. Guys, he's a dentist, and he has a disclaimer. And so taking advice from a dentist on what to feed your dog, I just have a serious problem with that. The other issue I have is that he claims that the site is free but has a paid part or a paid portion in which he will reveal the secrets of feeding your dog. That's just ludicrous. If I have information and I want to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm not going to use trickery to present the information to you. So I just wanted to give this rant. Have a lot of issues with the current marketing state of our dog food industry. So stick close to what you know and research, and hopefully you'll use my advice and feed your dogs in a healthy manner. Thanks. Peace out.